Patrick, there's a bit of a, you want to talk about some Alberta updates? I know that my second sticky note here is an Alberta update. And of course, I would do no justice to give an Alberta update since you're Mr. Alberta.
Well, we'll keep it really short and sweet. There's a fundamental which says more and more people are moving into that province. So the demand in terms of the rental side of the equation is really, really high. It isn't going anywhere anytime soon. That's the first part of it. So we're looking at immigration. We're looking at economically how strong and how much momentum Alberta is gaining as a province. When we look specifically at Calgary, because that is the city that's in the headlines, but really you can go to almost any city in the province. Edmonton is certainly much softer depending on what property type you're looking at. I want to always go back to what I'm seeing in Calgary, which is a propensity for out-of-province investors to go into Calgary, and they're looking at that condo market. They're looking at that pre-construction condo market. I've said, and I'll continue to say, just be cautious in that market. Work with realtors that understand that market really well. But we're starting to see, number one, a real spike in condo sales in that Calgary market. Secondly, is what we are also seeing is that there is a spike in purpose-built rental units. And I want to just shine a light on this, is that when I'm looking at the numbers, doing the research in that, there is not to say that they're overbuilding by any stretch of the imagination. So Calgary's got a long way to run still in that regard. So if you're seeing this spike in purpose-built, and if you're an investor, you may be thinking, you may come to the conclusion that, oh my gosh, there's going to be a flood of rental units on the market. That's not going to be the case in Calgary. And the other side of it is that there is actually good building overall going on in Calgary. And JG, this goes to say this, that when you look at the municipality and what's happening in Calgary, you look at Calgary as a city, but even overall the province, you can get stuff built. You can get it done really quickly. They don't have the bureaucracy. They don't have the things that are in the way that stop builders from building. And it's just a real stark comparison to, let's say, Vancouver, that takes 10 years to get a high rise built. Look at Calgary and do that same in less than half the time. Toronto, like Vancouver, there's so many blocks. So the point is this: when we talk about new housing supply and affordability and a strong economy, I think that Calgary, and specifically Calgary and Alberta overall, is still going to be a province that is going to run for a while.
Interesting. Very good Alberta update, Patrick. And interesting to see what's happening. There's some great charts there that we just saw. And one of them really shows the difference between Edmonton and Calgary, which are typically in lockstep, Patrick. But right now they're out of lockstep a little bit. And I know, you're famous for saying Edmonton always follows Calgary, and I'm sure it will. But right now, year over year change in sales, Edmonton is down. Calgary's way up 10% on total. Edmonton is down probably 2-3%. Detached are down in Edmonton, up in Calgary, but both condos are up in Calgary and in Edmonton. And you think that's because of out-of-town investors buying them, which is interesting.
But I want to add here that, I because I don't mind getting political, this is really a tale of two parties. Edmonton as a city is orange. They are NDP. Calgary is not. It's going to be interesting to see what happens economically in those two cities, because Edmonton historically, for as many years as you go back, will always follow Calgary. I don't know if it's going to this time, given the government that's in place. We're going to see.
We're going to see. Time will tell.
Time will tell.
If you like what you learned here, go to the description below and subscribe for our free Insiders newsletter, where you can also stay up to date for our upcoming events and our courses.
If you want to see more stuff like this, click here. If you want to see the entire show, click there.